The 2025 U.S. presidential election is sending shockwaves across the globe. The world is watching in anticipation as the results roll in, with many countries holding their breath, wondering what the outcome will mean for their own futures. The election is not just an American event, it is a global spectacle that has the potential to reshape international relations and economic landscapes. The outcome of this election is leaving many nations wondering about the future of their relationships with the United States. The campaigns have been marked by promises of significant changes to foreign policy, trade agreements, and military alliances. For many countries, this means a period of uncertainty and adjustment as they try to understand and adapt to the new administration's approach. This is especially true for the Philippines, a longtime ally with deep historical, economic, and cultural ties to the U.S. The relationship between the two nations dates back over a century, encompassing periods of colonization, cooperation, and mutual support. The Philippines has often looked to the U.S. for economic aid, military assistance, and cultural exchange, making the American political landscape particularly significant for Filipinos. Donald Trump's second presidency, marked by its unique approach to foreign policy and trade, will have a profound impact on the archipelago nation. The administration's policies on immigration, trade tariffs, and military spending will be closely watched by Filipino leaders and citizens alike. The changes brought about by these policies will be felt in various sectors, from the economy to national security, and even in the daily lives of ordinary Filipinos. It will reshape economic realities, test security alliances, and even ripple through the lives of Filipino families thousands of miles away. The economic policies of the new administration, including changes to trade agreements and tariffs, will have direct consequences for the Philippine economy. Meanwhile, shifts in military strategy and foreign policy will require the Philippines to reassess its security arrangements and diplomatic strategies. This report will examine the multifaceted impact of Trump's second presidency on the Philippines. We will delve into the economic, security, and cultural dimensions of this relationship, exploring how each aspect is influenced by the policies and actions of the new administration. By understanding these impacts, we can gain a clearer picture of the broader implications for U.S.-Philippine relations and the future of this important alliance. It will analyze the economic, security, and cultural dimensions of this consequential relationship. The economic ties between the U.S. and the Philippines have long been a cornerstone of their relationship, with trade, investment, and aid playing crucial roles. Security cooperation, including joint military exercises and defense agreements, has also been a key aspect of their alliance. Culturally, the influence of American media, education, and lifestyle is evident in many aspects of Filipino society. The Philippines, a nation of over 7,000 islands and a vibrant democracy, has always maintained a complex relationship with the United States. This complexity is rooted in a shared history that includes periods of both cooperation and conflict. From the time of American colonial rule to the present day, the Philippines has navigated its relationship with the U.S. with a mix of dependence and independence, seeking to balance its own national interests with the benefits of a close alliance with a global superpower. From its history as an American colony to its present-day status as a key player in the Asia-Pacific region, the Philippines has often found itself at the intersection of American foreign policy interests. This strategic position has made the Philippines an important ally for the U.S., particularly in terms of military and economic strategy in the Asia-Pacific. However, it has also meant that the Philippines has had to navigate the complexities of being a smaller nation in the shadow of a much larger and more powerful ally. The new era, however, presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities for this island nation. The administration's focus on America First policies requires the Philippines to rethink its economic strategies and diplomatic approaches. At the same time, the unpredictability of the new foreign policy decisions creates both risks and openings for the Philippines to assert its own interests on the global stage. It forces the Philippines to re-evaluate its position on the world stage and redefine its relationship with its longtime ally. This period of re-evaluation is marked by both challenges and opportunities as the Philippines seeks to navigate a new era of international relations. By examining the impact of Trump's second presidency on the Philippines, we can better understand the dynamics of this important relationship and the ways in which it may continue to evolve in the future. As the 2025 elections approach, the legacy of Donald Trump's second presidency continues to influence the Philippine economy. His administration's economic policies, marked by protectionism and a focus on bilateral trade deals, prioritized American interests, often at the expense of traditional multilateral trade agreements. This significant departure from previous U.S. policies created a complex landscape for countries like the Philippines, which had to navigate the new rules and adapt to changing circumstances. On one hand, the Philippines saw continued growth in its business process outsourcing, or BPO industry. This sector has been a cornerstone of the Philippine economy for years, providing millions of jobs and contributing significantly to GDP. The BPO industry includes a wide range of services from customer support and telemarketing to more specialized IT services and back-office operations. The demand for these services remains strong, particularly from American companies looking to cut costs and improve efficiency. This sector, which provides services like call centers and IT support to U.S. companies, thrived under Trump's second term. The tax cuts implemented by his administration made it more attractive for American companies to outsource their operations to countries like the Philippines. This led to an increase in investments and the establishment of new BPO centers across the country. The growth of the BPO industry also had a positive ripple effect on other sectors, such as real estate and retail, as more jobs and higher incomes boosted consumer spending. This was partly due to the administration's tax cuts, which encouraged American companies to outsource more work. These tax policies were designed to stimulate the U.S. economy by reducing the tax burden on corporations, thereby freeing up capital for investment. For many companies, outsourcing to the Philippines became an attractive option due to the lower labor costs and the availability of a skilled, English-speaking workforce. This trend was further supported by advancements in technology, which made it easier to manage and coordinate outsourced operations from afar. On the other hand, some traditional sectors of the Philippine economy, such as agriculture, faced challenges due to Trump's trade policies. The focus on bilateral deals and the imposition of tariffs on certain goods disrupted established trade patterns. Filipino farmers who relied on exporting their products to the U.S. found themselves at a disadvantage. The agricultural sector, which is crucial for rural livelihoods and food security, struggled to cope with the new trade barriers and the increased competition from other countries. The Philippines, a rapidly developing economy, has long relied on trade with the United States as a key driver of growth. The U.S. has been one of the largest markets for Philippine exports, including electronics, garments, and agricultural products. The trade relationship has been mutually beneficial, with the U.S. also exporting goods and services to the Philippines. However, the changes in U.S. trade policy under Trump introduced a new level of uncertainty, forcing Philippine businesses to seek alternative markets and diversify their trade partnerships. The two countries share a long history of economic partnership, dating back to the early 20th century. This relationship was built on a foundation of shared interests and mutual benefits. Over the decades, the U.S. and the Philippines have signed numerous trade agreements and collaborated on various economic initiatives. This long-standing partnership has helped shape the economic landscape of the Philippines, contributing to its development and integration into the global economy. Under Trump's second term, this relationship underwent significant changes. The shift towards protectionism and the renegotiation of trade deals created a new dynamic. Philippine officials had to engage in complex negotiations to protect their country's interests and ensure continued access to the U.S. market. These negotiations were often challenging, as both sides sought to maximize their benefits while addressing domestic political pressures. The outcome of these negotiations had far-reaching implications for the Philippine economy and its future growth prospects. The U.S. remained a crucial trading partner for the Philippines. Despite the challenges and uncertainties, the economic ties between the two countries continued to be strong. The U.S. market remained an important destination for Philippine exports, and American companies continued to invest in the Philippines. The resilience of this trade relationship was a testament to the deep-rooted connections and the mutual benefits that both countries derived from their economic partnership. However, the dynamics of this partnership shifted, leading to both opportunities and uncertainties for the Southeast Asian nation. As the 2025 elections draw near, the Philippines must adapt to the changing trade environment and explore new avenues for growth. This includes strengthening ties with other countries, investing in new industries, and enhancing its competitiveness in the global market. The future of the U.S.-Philippine trade relationship remains uncertain, but the resilience and adaptability of the Philippine economy provide hope for continued progress and development. As the 2025 elections approach, the BPO industry in the Philippines remains a critical topic of discussion. The sector has seen significant growth, driven by the demand for outsourcing services from American companies. Policies from Trump's second administration, including renewed tax cuts, provided incentives for American corporations to outsource. This solidified the Philippines' position as a global leader in the BPO sector. The industry has brought much-needed jobs and revenue to the country. The success of the BPO industry underscores the Philippines' growing role in the global digital economy. Filipinos, known for their strong English language skills and customer service ethic, are highly sought after by American companies. Foreign investment has bolstered the Philippine economy and created a new generation of skilled workers. However, there are concerns about the sustainability of this growth and the potential impact of automation on the industry as the elections near. Section 4. Agricultural anxieties, sugar highs, and low. As the 2025 elections approach, the agricultural sector in the Philippines remains a critical issue. The legacy of Trump's second presidency's trade policies, which continued to favor protectionism, still lingers, creating uncertainty in global agricultural markets. The renegotiation of the North American Free Trade Agreement under Trump raised concerns about access for Philippine agricultural products to the American market. Additionally, the prolonged U.S.-China trade war during Trump's second term had ripple effects on global agricultural supply chains, impacting Philippine exports. The Philippines, a major exporter of agricultural products such as bananas, pineapples, and coconut oil, relies heavily on access to international markets. The unpredictability of Trump's trade policies created challenges for Philippine farmers and exporters. As the nation heads to the polls in 2025, the agricultural sector's future remains uncertain, with calls for diversification of export markets and more stable trade policies. Section 5. Shifting Sands of Security, the Mutual Defense Treaty in the Age of Trump's Second Presidency.
As we approach the 2025 elections, the implications of Trump's second presidency on the security relationship between the U.S. and the Philippines remain a critical topic. The Mutual Defense Treaty, or MDT, has been a cornerstone of this relationship since its inception. Designed to ensure mutual support and defense in times of conflict, it reflects the geopolitical realities of the Cold War era. However, the dynamics of international relations have evolved significantly since then. The Mutual Defense Treaty, signed in 1951, has long been the bedrock of this alliance. It was a strategic move to counterbalance the influence of communist powers in Asia. Over the decades, this treaty has seen both nations engage in numerous joint military exercises, intelligence sharing, and strategic dialogues, reinforcing their commitment to each other's security. However, Trump's America First foreign policy and his often unpredictable statements about U.S. commitments abroad raised questions about the reliability of the MDT. His administration's focus on reducing American involvement in international conflicts and renegotiating trade deals created an atmosphere of uncertainty. Allies, including the Philippines, were left wondering if the U.S. would honor its defense commitments in times of crisis. This uncertainty was particularly concerning for the Philippines, in light of growing tensions in the South China Sea. The region has become a flashpoint for territorial disputes, with China asserting expansive claims that overlap with those of the Philippines and other Southeast Asian nations. The strategic importance of the South China Sea, with its vital shipping lanes and potential underwater resources, makes it a critical area for both regional and global security. The MDT, a legacy of the Cold War, commits the U.S. to defend the Philippines in the event of an attack. This commitment has been a key factor in the Philippines' defense strategy, providing a security umbrella under which the country has developed its military capabilities. Joint exercises and the presence of U.S. military bases in the Philippines have been tangible manifestations of this alliance. This treaty has been a cornerstone of Philippine security policy for decades. It has not only provided a deterrent against potential aggressors, but also fostered a sense of security and stability in the region. The training and support from the U.S. have been instrumental in enhancing the capabilities of the Philippine armed forces. However, the Trump administration's often transactional approach to foreign policy and its questioning of long-standing alliances raised anxieties in Manila. The Philippines, like many other U.S. allies, found itself in a position where it had to seek reassurances about the future of its security arrangements. The unpredictability of U.S. foreign policy under Trump made it imperative for Philippine leaders to engage in continuous dialogue with their American counterparts. As the 2025 elections draw near, Philippine leaders continue to seek reassurances from Washington about the continued validity of the MDT, particularly in the context of Chinese assertiveness in the South China Sea. High-level meetings and diplomatic engagements remain crucial in maintaining the strength of this alliance. The future of the MDT, while seemingly secure, requires constant vigilance and adaptation to the changing geopolitical landscape.
Section 6. The 2025 elections, a delicate dance. The 2025 elections in the Philippines are set against a backdrop of significant geopolitical tension, particularly in the South China Sea. China's continued militarization of disputed islands and its assertive actions in the region have heightened tensions. The U.S. has increased its military presence in the South China Sea, conducting freedom of navigation operations, but its overall strategy remains influenced by Trump's second presidency. This uncertainty forces the Philippines to carefully navigate its relations with both the U.S. and China, a key issue in the upcoming elections. The Philippines, located in a strategically important but volatile region, finds itself caught between its treaty ally, the United States, and its economically powerful neighbor, China. Trump's second presidency has continued to support the Philippines' claims in the South China Sea, but with a more assertive stance. This has led to a delicate balancing act for Manila, which seeks to protect its sovereign interests while avoiding confrontation with China, a critical topic as voters head to the polls in 2025.